Today we have got for you a collection of animated movie quizzes. Be it guessing movies based on terrible parent reviews, amazing movies, terrible movies, or just out of context ones. This is a series we're otherwise putting on pause because editing it is a bit of a ball ache, and hopefully we'll come back to it later in the year. But in case you wanted to play along in a nice long-form format, hey, it's a way to pass the afternoon. Here is our gathering of our animated movie quizzes. Enjoy. No! This is going to quickly pull the rug from under me. I can't believe they say, welcome to a whole new format we're trying on, a sort of pseudo-reaction kind of series that we're doing. I basically watched a brilliant video a good bit ago about basically trying to guess whether a game is woke or not. Now that was done as just a little quiz game, using a designated list of what some people were calling woke games for very misrepresented reasons, and I wanted to do an animated movie version of that. Now there's not exactly, maybe there is somewhere, but I don't exactly have access to this is every woke animated movie. Apparently people don't think that deep on it yet, or those people haven't at least. So what I've done instead is I've had some of my production team put together a little bit of a slideshow to do something similar. This is Guess the Animated Movie from its online Parents Guide reviews, because who else can misrepresent a movie than sometimes some pretty jaded parents? I thought it'd be a nice opportunity to try and do something a little bit more fresh off the cuff. It's a fun way to make a little game quiz out of animated movies. And hey, I'm sure there's going to be some absolutely dreadful misrepresentations of these movies, so I'm just excited to get into it. It's something fun to try, you know? Let me play my games. So, here are the rules.
Number one, there will be a limited amount of hints to actually guess the animated movie. These hints being directly taken from the Parents Guide reviews. Some of the hints are censored to remove proper nouns and franchise characters and brand names.
Just to make it a little bit extra difficult, I guess. And to correctly guess a movie with prequels or sequels, I have to guess both the correct franchise and the specific movie.
Half points if it's the right franchise, but the wrong film. For this first batch of movies, you will have 5 hints to work with.
Let's go for it. Okay, positive role models, there's some. The blank characters once again go to great lengths to rescue a friend in trouble. The movie's villain is clearly motivated by greed and eventually gets his comeuppance. A supporting character betrays one of the main characters due to his own hurts and suspicion, but this is clearly shown to be wrong. Feisty Blank is a welcome addition to the gang. I think I can reach this immediately off the bat. Maybe I'm metagaming here, but the very first censored word is clearly short. I think that says toy. I immediately read toy when I was reading over it, and everything else lines up. Rescuing a friend in trouble, well that's Toy Story 2, chasing Woody for a second time. Well, there's a handful actually. This is kind of every Toy Story movie if you think about it. The movie's villain is clearly motivated by greed. That makes me think of, obviously, the Chicken Man trying to sell money with his toys, eventually getting his comeuppance by crying on TV, I guess. A supporting character betrays one of the main characters due to his own hurts and suspicions. Now that I'm not certain on, because that sounds like Stinky Pete. He betrays the main supporting cast. But his own hurts and suspicion? That could very well just be Lotso instead, the big bear. Going to great lengths to rescue a friend in trouble. Who's in need? In Toy Story 3, they're helping everybody. But this is clearly shown to be wrong. Feisty Jessie is a welcome addition to the gang. Okay, no. This is clearly like a sequel we're dealing with here. I'm going to assume Toy Story 2 or 3, but let's try and think a little bigger, a little deeper. Other animated ensembles. Someone is added to the group. You can have Ice Age and the feisty female mammoth. Let's see. Shrek. No. Addition? No, I can only think Toy Story 2, as Jessie would be the feisty addition. I can't see another version where the sequel gave specifically a feisty female to an ensemble group. The movie has a strong positive theme about loyalty, friendship, courage, and teamwork. Yeah, Toy Story 2. Characters learn lessons about themselves and others. Yes, Zurg is your father, I guess.
I am your father.
A strong message about enjoying life's joys. Ah, that reads like Pixar's Soul, but that's not a sequel. Inside Out, the emotional characters helping a friend. No, that doesn't line up. Okay, I think I'm on it so far. Very little language, mild insults like idiot and shut up. Okay. Educational value, very little. This teaches nothing. There's no overt educational content, but kids will learn about the importance of friendship and honesty. Toy Story's not that educational. You learn how to stitch up a toy. That'll do. I think I'm locking it in. This is Pixar's Toy Story 2. This is gonna be way off, and then I'm immediately gonna be like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Products and purchases. There's a lot of products. Several of the blank characters are recognizable brands, like blah 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 blah. And beyond that, the blank franchise has the potential for the most merchandising tie-ins of any kid-targeted movie series. Toys, action figures, books, party supplies, plush dolls, blank characters are everywhere. This is clearly a Toy Story movie. The fact that they specifically mention plush dolls makes me think Toy Story 3, specifically, like with the Bonnie side of life. Motivated by greed, gets his comeuppance. I'm switching up and saying this is leaning towards Toy Story 3 instead. In fact, yes, Lotso says to the baby, "Oh, shut up, you idiot."
Don't be such a baby!
It's right there. Toy Story 3, locking it in. Film number 1 is, of course... No! Really? I had it all the way up until I did an about turn at the end? Okay, I gotta learn to double, triple down. I almost knew what I was talking about. It was lost from the very second word. A very short, clearly saying toy censorship. I'm metagaming, my apologies. Damn. Well, I was basically there. I look forward as well when we start getting into like the, this movie is bad because of wild misrepresentation. Let's get into film number 2. Positive messages a lot. Staying true to yourself, looking beyond appearances, and the power of friendship are big themes. But there's also a fair bit of bodily function humor, not horror. Bodily function humor. Shrek, beyond appearances. But Shrek 2, when they really switch around the body and he becomes... Who does he become? Doesn't he become someone that actually Shrek's human form looks like a real life celebrity or streamer or something?
I'm gorgeous, I'll say.
Can't remember who he looks like, but I swear that's a thing. Positive role models a lot. Okay. Blah blank blah blank is a strong character who challenges the prim and proper princess stereotype. Ooh, it could also be Merida. No, that's no friendship there. Blank seems cantankerous and rude, but he has a tender heart and is ultimately trustworthy, loyal, and brave. Blank is a dedicated friend. That's clearly Donkey, Shrek, and Fiona. I know what this is. Question, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, the Halloween special, the Christmas special, or 5?
Oh my god, what is that?
God, can you imagine it's 5 already? Language, some. Strong language for a kid's movie, including damn, ass, and crap. You still look like an ass to me. Shrek 2. I'm digging into my vague, family-friendly language lore, apparently. Lots of tie-in products available in real life, but lots turns into a little on this website. Okay. Sex, romance, and nudity, very, very little. I would hope so. We don't need a Shrek is Love movie. Mild sexual humor. Some innuendo that will go over kids' head. For example, when blank sees the big tower that is blank and says to blank, gee, think he's compensating for something. Oh, forget the sequels. You don't need to hear about Puss in Boots saying you still look an ass to me. I think, yeah, I guess Shrek says it himself. It's Shrek 1. Easy. Right to the point. Shrek. Classic. I love it. I'd love to hear the horrendously negative off reviews of Shrek. Is there people out there that hate Shrek? There must be, right? All right, film 3. Let's see it. Positive role models, some. Blank and blank show their children that what's most important is for families to stick together, no matter what. My first thought is Chicken Run 2, but I don't think that's quite it. Blank band together to save each other and their city. I for a second thought it was trolls band together just because it said the titular words band together, but they're not children. A family that sticks together despite differences of opinion? I guess that's The Incredibles. And their city. Save their city? Yeah. A family that come together and save their city. Doesn't mention at all the superhero powers. That's impressive. I think it's Incredibles as a pinger point. Very little language, a few exclamations of, oh my god, what the, and geez. Now, I do not remember that in Incredibles. Okay, let's do a bit of metagaming again. Who's left? We got Sony with Open Season and Emoji Movie and Spider-Man. Families. Where are the families? In Sony? Hotel Transylvania. They don't have a city. Nope. Okay, can't be that. Warner Brothers, Scooby-Doo. No. Okay. What are the other big ones? Aardman, Family. I don't remember the Oh My God. I remember that was totally wicked. Let's move on. I'm still thinking Incredibles at the minute. Positive messages, a lot. The biggest theme is that families that stay together and allow their talents to shine are the strongest. Other issues thoughtfully explored through the characters include self-identity, marital restlessness, family dynamics, responsibility to help others, and teen angst. Ah, yes, of course. What a theme. A little bit of sex, romance, and nudity, sure. A long-term couple kisses several times. Woohoo! They flirt, pinch each other on the bum, and act passionately in love. Okay, oof. Careful with the phrasing there. Blank thinks that blank is cheating on her, but he isn't. Teens have A crushes. Blank's outfits highlight her cleavage. Ah, Mirage. This is easy. This is The Incredibles. With very little educational value, sure. Kids will learn the value of people's different skills. Oh yeah, you know Jimmy, he has super speed. Should have mentioned that. And how a family can work together to make a difference, fight injustice, and overcome obstacles. Totally. That is The Incredibles. Easy. Sorted. I'm on this. This is going to quickly pull the rug from under me. I can feel it. I can sense it's going to be like, right, you know the basics. Bam! It's time for a series that has 7 installments and it's number 4.
Was that too easy? Probably.
Yeah, sorry, mate. You're right.
Either way, this next batch has only 3 hints. At least the screen will be less cluttered now.
Drinking, drugs, and smoking. Very little. This is also a new category. This is going to get tougher. Characters go to a restaurant where tough-looking characters are eating and drinking, and one character slurs his speech a bit and acts drunk. An animated character with drunks up front? But they're not drunk. You get a lot of, like, mushroom scenes, but we're not talking about the Dora the Explorer live-action movie. Why is that in my head?
Hi, I'm Dora.
Drinking, but not drinking. Okay. Violence and scariness. Wow, we are just going into new categories. I like it. Cartoonish action violence include chases, close calls, and a lot of escapes, evading arrows, steadily rising water, fire, and a big group of the king's soldiers. Characters are hit on the head with a frying pan. Characters hold knives and spears in threatening ways. A character falls to her death but sort of vanishes before she hits the ground. Some kids may be disturbed by Blank's transformation and her eventual demise. Ah! No, what? See, I started retroactively thinking when I saw cartoonish, I was like, oh, the SpongeBob movie, you know, where they go into the ice cream parlor and have a goofy goober time. But then a frying pan? The King's Soldiers lines up, but I think maybe this is Tangled. The characters hit on the head with a frying pan is classic, super iconic, and then a female character falling to their death. That sounds like the villain from Tangled. But a lot of positive role models. Blank is curious and perpetually optimistic. I don't know if this is Rapunzel or SpongeBob. It's kind of one for one. Looking for the good in every situation and person. She feels guilty when she thinks she's broken Blank's rules. This is Tangled, right? Is this gonna pull the rug out of my eyes? Under? No, there we go. Yeah, Tangled. Of course, you got the frying pan in the poster. My intuition's not right straight away. It might have been for Toy Story 2, but I said SpongeBob the first time. Film 5, alright. Rude humor and frequent name-calling include insults like I hate you, shut your chew hole, brat, Pussy Willows, Doody, and Numbskull. The song Shut Up and Drive by Rihanna plays during one scene. Other iffy language include freakishly and boatload. What? I don't know this. Shut your chew hole makes me think that this is like at least more relevant about eating, which makes me think over the hedge, like eating giant snacks. It could be Ratatouille, but I can't see Ratatouille saying,
shut your chew hole.
Where would that even come in from? Shut up and drive could be when they are actually driving the van near the end of the movie. Plausibly?
Now shut up and drive.
Man, other iffy language includes frick-ishly. You couldn't get more censored if you tried. Frick is a censorship of freak, which is a censorship of fuck. Very little sex, romance, and nudity. I hope not with that turtle. 2 game characters fall in love and get married. Ah, they exchange a smooch as well as a more passionate kiss in another scene. In one scene, Blank disrobes an unconscious space commander to steal his suit. Okay, whew, these sentences are going in a direction. I was way off with Over the Hedge. This is Wreck-It Ralph. Drinking, drugs, and smoking? Yeah, there's the Mario bartender, right? Almost. Characters are also briefly seen drinking at a dance party. That sounds like Wreck-It Ralph to me. Oh yeah. Wreck-It Ralph, yes. I can't believe they say Pussy Willows in Wreck-It Ralph. Find that.
All right, Pussy Willows, back to start position.
Educational value, very little. Kids learn that even so-called evil people are still human beings who long to be recognized and loved. Blank shows that not all evil people are unredeemable. It's not Zuko, it's not Avatar. Evil people, but it's not Wreck-It Ralph. Even so-called evil people are human beings. This is one I really want to sink my teeth into. It's not going to be The Incredibles 2. Evelyn Endeavor is called Evelyn Endeavor. Evil. Humans. Over the hedge? No. I need to dodge the over the hedge thinking. Monsters Inc? No. This isn't Elemental. No, this won't be Luca because it's human beings. Puss in Boots? Not all evil people are unredeemable, but one of them is. Trolls 2? Seeing other generations of trolls, they're all evil, but they're not. Or even Trolls 1 with the Bergens. Not all evil people are unredeemable. Trolls. We'll see. No product placement within the film, but blank spin-offs, home decor, sequels, and tie-in merchandise all exist. How did I not get to this point? Evil! Mass-produced, this is just... Hey there you can make it to the halfway mark of this video. Come along and subscribe if you haven't already. You know the drill at this point. But this is a new series, so let me know if there's other things you'd like to see me react to or something you think my production team should build in preparation. That in itself is a new format we're experimenting with today, so love to hear your thoughts and I'd love to hear your suggestions. Back to the second half of out-of-context audience reviews. Of sorts. This is Despicable Me! Evil people are still human beings who long to be recognized and loved. The minions were stuck in an ice cave so they didn't align with Hitler! Illumination! This whole time, Illumination has just been looming over my head and I missed it. Cartoon violence includes a little girl put in a box, actually 3 of them. In another scene, children are locked in a blank as punishment. Several explosions and gun violence occur, never quite killing anyone but injuring some. Lots of jokes depicting super weapons and crime. This is Despicable Me 1, baby. Of course.
I hate that guy.
Greedy villain is comedic and blustery, gets his comeuppance. Megamind. Again, another evil film. How did I forget all these evil films? Villain. We've already had Shrek 1 and Farquaad. And we've already had Incredibles and Syndrome. Could also be Secret Life of Pets with the bunny. Minor British sexual references in language. What is a minor British sexual reference? Blank has a crush. Megamind has a crush. Minor British sexual references in language. What? How can you say there's none and then you say there's minor? This rating system's a little skew-if. Cartoon shooting and chasing on foot in vehicles. Cartoon shooting. Some violence and scariness. On foot in vehicles, but not in the sky? Because I think the scariest part is Megamind being chased by Titan. Blank has a crush. Villain is comedic. Villain has a comedic crush on someone. That's Megamind. Anyone else? Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That's not it. I can't think of anything else this lines up with. I think I'm going to double down. Gut reaction. It was right for Toy Story 2. Megamind. With very little references to it. No! What? Greedy villain is comedic and blustery. British sexual references. Of course, that's Wallace and Gromit. How did I miss the one close to home? On foot in vehicles, not in the bloody sky. How can you say there's no sexual romance and nudity? There is loads. Miss Tottington is holding melons to her chest and her nickname is Totty. Wallace has a crush. I was too busy thinking the villain had a crush. As if the review lines are connected. Of course they're not. So much for my perfect reputation. This is now going to quickly fall apart. Let's see. Drinking, drugs, smoking, very little. Blank makes a comment that a boy's behavior is the result of not wearing sunblock and of doing drugs all day. I remember Hotel Transylvania running into that commentary. Misbehaved little boy, father grandpa character. Doing drugs all day. Who on earth would that be? The over-the-hedge creatures do not wear sunblock. I need to get over the hedge out of my head. I don't know. The difficulty curve is curving. Insult language like dork, narc, brainwashed jerkwad, butthead freak, psycho mom, creepy temple, and crap. They don't say jerkwad in Hotel Transylvania, do they? That does sound like a kind of, not Andy Serkis. What's his name? Adam Sandler. How did I mess that up? Butthead freak. This is so, like, 90s. A Bug's Life? No, they don't wear sunblock, of course not. Monsters Inc? No. Positive messages a lot, despite all the drug references. Promotes open and honest communication between parents and kids, and the process can deepen bonds between friends and between parents and teens. Parents and kids? But it's not The Incredibles 2. Oh, what if it's like Image Movers? Monster House? But not that one. Coraline, creepy temple, psycho mom, a boy's behavior, not wearing sunblock. He's got the friend. Parents? All I can see now is all the dead ones. It's not gonna be the Lion King. No, not Big Hero 6. The drug use is really throwing me off. Also, like, when are they getting time to say all these insults? I don't think Coraline finds the time to do that. The process can deepen bonds between friends and between parents and teens. Ice Age. That's not the new guy from Ice Age 5, is it? Doing drugs all day, though? All I can think is animated doing drugs all day is I sell hardcore drugs, which is from The Last of Us, not even a movie. If it's not Coraline, it's like Ice Age 5. Ice Age 1 they might say jerkwad, but why would they say psycho mom? I think I'm gonna go with Ice Age 5, a real dig deep option. A family collective movie? Film 8, Ice Age 5, Coraline on the back end. Turning red? Doing drugs all day. May's mom does make a comment on another boy.
This is what happens when you don't wear sunblock and do drugs all day.
And they would say psycho mom because it's set in the early 2000s. Ah, wow, I am whoosh off the mark. Okay. I am
Displeased by your performance.
Oh, thank you, clairvoyant crew members.
It's either too good or too bad, you tell me.
I got a whole, 2 wrong? This is a dent in my brain somewhere along the way. Either way, I'm bumping up the difficulty now. Just 2 hints. Okay. Film number 9. I gotta expand, apparently. Elemental. No? Okay. Positive themes a lot. The movie focuses on how an at-odds mother and daughter can mend their relationship and learn from each other. Brave or Coraline? The way that blank and blank work together is a beautiful tribute to the bond between mother and child. I assume blank and blank are mother and child. The movie also teaches the idea that blank. Stories that can teach us all about the follies like pride, greed, and selfishness. Brave. Pixar's Brave turning into a bear with pride and greed turns you into a bear. And a little bit of sex, romance, and nudity. The clothes rip when they're getting their arrow, if that counts. Blank and blank are an affectionate married couple. Later, when she's naked under a sheet, he stares at her until she reminds him that others are around. I know this. Animated naked rear ends. Feast your eyes! A housemaid has ample cleavage. I love that as just a final sentence. Just like, oh yes. How do you enjoy Pixar's Brave? Well, it has a handful of notes, but I must note down for the internet to know, a handmaid has ample cleavage. Harem. This is Brave. I'm going to start reading these in a stronger British accent. I think it feels like a shaking around a glass of wine kind of energy, you know? It's like, this can't be for kids because... You know what I mean? Film 9, Brave, somehow it got easier. I don't know how we got there. I did a terrible on Brave like 2 years ago, and apparently it was enough for the scenes to be stronger in my brain. Very little sex, romance, and nudity? Must be trolls.
Because it would be weird if we got married.
Yeah.
Wow.
So weird.
Blank thinks she's Sorry, let's get the British music going, shall we? Blank thinks she's fallen in love with blank in just a few hours. Then she spends time really getting to know Hans and actually falls in love. Let's be honest. 2 kisses at the end of the movie. Are there? Blank wears a tight, sparkly dress with a high slit. Blank wants blank and blank to get married. Themes include compassion, courage, integrity, communication, and self-control. Just chucking them all in there. Positive messages are about not being afraid of your power and talents like The Incredibles. The love and bonds of sisterhood are emphasized, and the idea of true love taking time to develop is stressed, not the true idea of love making. That's not how you should read that sentence. This is Frozen. Sisters, an immediate falling in love after a few hours, the classic Disney princess trope. Of course it is. Why does the reindeer get so much space on this poster? Oh, I knew that one. More difficult, you say? Okay. Idiot, idiotic, but foolish humans, etc. Bathroom humor. The entire family throws up after eating at a poorly reviewed diner. In a short film, the dog is described as being able to lick my own butt. An ongoing gag features the kids tricking their dad into getting kissed by their dog. I think when it describes a specific scene, I just collect it from my archive of animated movies. This is Mitchell's vs. Machines.
What makes you say that?
I wouldn't have gotten it from vomiting at a diner. Yeah, this is definitely the one. Whilst mostly intended for entertainment, viewers will learn a bit about digital filmmaking, as well as teamwork and communication, and the uprising robot apocalypse that's coming for us all. Of course, Film 11, Sony's Mitchell's vs. Machines. Common sense selection. It's an interesting website. I don't hate the idea of it. A lot of positive role models. Blank may not look as tough as others. Blank, his age, but he's smart and courageous and caring. Hiccup. How to Train Your Dragon? Train Your Dragon? His eventual popularity and his sacrifice to save his fellow Blank, Vikings, demonstrate that just because someone looks like a wimp doesn't mean much. Cloudy with a Chance of Meeples. Blank is a positive role model for girls. Yes, she's beautiful, but it's not her looks that make her notable. She's tough, hardworking, fearless, and loyal. I think How to Train Your Dragon, I think these are coming quickly to me. Exclamations like Thor Almighty and By Odin It Was Rough that substitute the word God for the names of Norse gods. The Thor thing threw me off for a split second, but it's Vikings. Vikings with dragons? This is How to Train Your Dragon. 1, 2, or 3? 1, because he looks the most wimpy. Right? That would make sense. Keep it simple and basic. You're not going to chuck me into 3, are you? No, there you go. How to Train Your Dragon 1 with the ultimate wimp. We love it. Lots and lots of Blank action and peril. Very short Blank, okay. Including gunfire and explosions. Characters are beheaded, erased with blank, kidnapped, captured, and tortured. Their minds are probed for blank. What? What? Characters are beheaded? Robots? Do they probe in Transformers 1? I don't think they do. Wall-E? No. Chicken Little? Are their minds probed in that movie? What the hell is going on here? Ants? No, it can't be. I don't know what this is. Drinking, drugs, and smoking. Just overpriced coffee. Is that a drug? I guess so. It also somehow actually grounds me back to the central movie this is meant to be. I know what this is now. This is the Lego movie, isn't it? They could be beheaded, erased with an eraser, erasing their face, kidnapped, captured, and tortured, I guess. Yeah, they're linked into the battery packs or something. I can't believe overpriced coffee grounded me down to this, but yeah, there's a reason it's a masterpiece in an unexpected form. This is the Lego movie. Don't tell me it's 2. It's number 1. 1. Whew. Awesome! Yeah, there is no coffee in Lego Movie 2. It's an apocalypse. Considering I was about to go down into Transformers 1 territory, I'm glad I managed to pull it back.
I grow tired of this quiz. For this last question, you now only get a single hint.
Okay, it's gonna be the most out of context, horrendous. What have I not touched? Ice Age, Coraline, Over the Hedge, Transformers 1. We've had a handful of Pixars, but maybe like Elemental to throw me through a loop, or Wall-E, or Up. DreamWorks, we've not done the Trolls trilogy, or Kung Fu Panda. Sony has not had Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, or Hotel Transylvania. None of the terrible animated movies that I've covered over the years, like the Hero of Color City. I'll be very surprised if that's on here.
Exactly. What? Wait, me?
Illuminations. We haven't done Secret Life of Pets. We haven't done the Sonic movies? They don't count as animated movies. Okay, there's a lot of room. This could be anything. Okay. Violence and scariness. Fantasy animated action violence. Fingers being crushed in a piano. Chases in which characters are in peril. Extreme Fools. One scary sequence plays like a horror movie with skeleton zombies that have glowing red eyes chasing a terrified character, crawling out from the ground and eventually capturing him. A menacing villain burns down a kingdom and threatens to attempt to kill positive and/or adorable characters. Mean, bullying behavior, explosions. Adorable character is the voice of Doom, marking dark comments with the voice of a young child.
Finally, mercy.
Blank, one-sided interest in marrying Blank is at the heart of the plot, and he uses violence against another to coerce her to agree to marry him. See, when I started with this, I went through a whole thought process through this. fingers being crushed in a piano, I thought, bam, that's Johnny the Gorilla from Illumination Sing. This is all just a performance, including a scary horror movie, because it's a horror musical. They do it in the sequel, but even still. Skeleton zombies? I guess that could be a thing in Illumination. If not, that sounds like the village catching on fire twice in Hotel Transylvania. Then it all comes down together. Making dark comments with the voice of a young child, and the one-sided interest in marriage. Illumination, the movie I haven't mentioned this whole time, somehow, it is, for sure, the Super Mario Brothers movie. There it is, easy po peasy. It was in there. I've spent like a decade consuming every animated movie for some reason, and this is the repercussions.
Alright then, how'd you do?
My score, I think, was 12 out of 14. And I'll be honest, I think that was easy. I think this was the very classic, simple, basic, hey, here's 14 films from all the classic big studios. And I think this could go further in future. All right, now that we're done with episode 1, we're now going to move over to episode 3, actually. Trust me, it doesn't really make a difference, but I can assure you it will be a more enjoyable time. Hope you've got in your brain some great animated 3D movies. Ooh, doy! I'm just getting old. Otherwise, plug in. Hello, and welcome back to the quiz series. We've done this a couple of times before, and we're back for a third official installment. This is Guess the Amazing animated movie from its online Parents Guide reviews, and they are not gonna be very well described. As a brief recap of the rules, the movies that are going to be featured in this quiz, or can be, are all the ones that we have previously covered on the channel via our Amazing Movies playlist. Chances are you have heard of most of these movies. All of these reviews came out of Common Sense Media, and with it, I have a feeling they're gonna be horribly represented in verbiage. We've done this a couple of times before, if you'd like to also check those out, namely guessing general movies, terrible movies, and actually a deleted one that we never released, but maybe we'll do one day. Ooh, mystery. But otherwise, these are all going to be animated movies as well, because that's just my niche. I love this stuff. Anyway, let's begin.
Well, it's Dazz again.
Yeah, hello, it's me. I haven't got around to a quiz in a while. I'm glad to get back to it.
I guess it is just about time for another quiz.
Yeah, it's been a few months. Oops.
We're back to Common Sense Media today, but this time we're only looking at amazing films. Consider yourself lucky. All of these movies are at the very least good.
It has to be if I've actually claimed it as amazing. My descriptions are always only amazing or terrible, and more likely I lean towards terrible if something's mid.
Rules. Number 1. You will have limited hints to guess the animated movie taken directly from Parents Guide reviews. Number 2. Some of these hints are censored to remove obvious giveaways. Number 3. To correctly guess a movie with prequels or sequels, you have to guess both the correct franchise and the specific movie.
Seems easy enough, right? How bad could it possibly be?
Also, one last thing. Every movie featured in this quiz is a movie you have called amazing on this channel before. And this label is certainly more fitting for some films on this list than others.
Oh great, is there going to be a controversial pick I did for amazings? I thought my terribles are usually the controversial ones. What's a terrible amazing? Well, we'll get there.
You will have 3 hints to work with for this first batch of films. Good luck.
Okay. Positive role models? Hey, there's some, that's good to see. Blank learns the importance of appreciating the differences in everyone. Wow, could we get any more generic than that? Okay. This is like Kids Movie 101 right here. Now, unfortunately, I'm also going to fall into this rabbit hole of thinking of a bunch of great, amazing movies that I haven't actually covered properly yet. But appreciating the differences means we have to have a cast ensemble that are each a little bit quirky. Over the Hedge doesn't apply right now. We've only done a scene breakdown at this point. I'll get around to an amazing Over the Hedge.
I want my cookie!
All of the Toy Story movies, they're not appreciating differences. Apart from the very, very first one, which we did do recently, just Woody and Buzz are different. Okay, on the DreamWorks front, we've done Trolls. Those were terribles. Never mind. What are the legacy amazings I've done? Man, this should be a really short list in theory. Like, Wallace and Gromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit is not differences. Cars 1 kind of has that vibe of a very rural town. Inside Out 2 does not really apply to differences. K-pop Demon Hunters, no. Okay, I think we got a couple in there, but I'm not sure how much more you go with a very generic pin. Let's siphon it down. Characters learn to appreciate one another's differences. Oh, that's very helpful. Themes include humility and integrity, some racial ethnic stereotypes. In an amazing movie? What is that? Humility and integrity. Like, the wild robot doesn't get racial, does it? Toy Story 1 doesn't have that. We've also covered, like, a little bit of Illumination and, like, Despicable Me 1. We've done terrible Despicable Me 2. What else have we covered? There was, like, a little bit of, Corpse Bride was in there. Frozen. God, this is really gonna throw me off. But, I mean, this is where the bad descriptions are coming in. Like, is someone claiming that Toy Story is racism? Oh my god, it may be. Language. Use of the word hell. Bloody hell. Okay, dig deep into discovering the word hell in animated movies. I don't think they say that in Toy Story 1. They don't say, go to hell, bloody hell. I wouldn't think they'd do that for the very, very first Pixar movie. Now, Despicable Me. No, they wouldn't add hell. A minion doesn't say hell in that movie. Could it be something like Corpse Bride somehow? Like stop motion, horror, racial and ethnic stereotypes. I don't know where they're coming from for that. But that I feel like would be a movie that could use the word hell in theory. Or it is Cars. Actually, like the Cars can be like Luigi is a very Italian stereotype. I could feel like they could say hell, like drive, like, I don't know, what the hell? I could hear it, weirdly. I think that's the closest pin I've really got to an ethnic stereotype in an amazing animated movie. So you know what? Yeah, we're gonna lock in Pixar's Cars 1. Surprised if they go there, but it fits. It fits. Film number 1 is Cars 1. Whoo! Luigi came in clutch for us there.
This is the most glorious day of my life.
That last little stereotype extrapolation. That really locked us in. Hell yeah, okay, I'll take it. I did terribly in the terrible movies quiz, so to be 1 out of 1, I'll take what I can get right now. I'm living on a high right now. Film 2. Positive role models, some. Blank doesn't let the fact that he's an unconventional small blank prevent him from following his dreams. Okay, I've got an idea. And Blank learns to stand up for what he believes in. They both make mistakes, but they learn from them. There are several jokes at the expense of the French blankety blankety blank blank blankety blank blank. Okay, alright. I was locked in and then I'm pivoting. I thought this was gonna be How to Train Your Dragon 1. I remember we covered it because the How to Train Your Dragon remake was coming out at the same time. So, he's an unconventional short boy, like an unconventional boy in a world of Vikings. Feels like it could have fit in, especially there's 2 people to make mistakes. But there's another duo I can think of with a little guy. And it all comes to at the expense of the French. Because unless this is a particularly British film, chances are this is a French film. And some French guy is very upset that they're insulting the French. I think this is Pixar's Ratatouille, right? A little rat. He's an unconventional chef. Remy doesn't let the fact, and Remy learns to stand up. It's 2 characters. I've pieced it together. Film 2. Film Ratatouille. Maybe. Drinking, drugs, and smoking. It's blank. And no blank meal is served without a good bottle of wine. It's French, and no French meal. Have you censored the word French in this production? What are you trying to imply with this? I think we're on. I think we got it. Lockdown, easy, mashed in there. I don't know what this means. There's very little sex, romance, and nudity. I'd hope so. I'm glad they didn't animate the rat's penis. Blank and blank flirt, embrace, and kiss. Ooh. Is that Colette and Linguini by any chance? I mean, she does dart her eyes down at one point. Maybe that's a little bit more than very little. I think this is Ratatouille. And unless this is like a debate, I think we got it. Ratatouille. There we go. We also covered the terrible Ratatouille. Wasn't one of my best videos, but hey, it was a crazy movie. Film 3. Positive messages, there's some. Don't dwell on the past. Revenge is never a good thing. We shouldn't be overly reliant on technology. We haven't done Amazing Mitchells vs. Machines, has we? As it can lead us to forgetting what makes us human. Communication, courage, and perseverance and teamwork are all displayed. Interesting. Don't dwell on the past. Oh no, I guess that could connect. This is very much sort of technology versus humankind, which definitely does make me think Mitchells vs. Machines. We've covered that in all sorts with multiple reviews and retrospectives. I love that movie. Favorite movie of the decade for me. I don't think I've actually done a full amazing on it yet, because I'm a fool. Courage, communication, teamwork as a family. Teamwork's kind of a biggie for anyone. Over the Hedge does it. Still not an amazing we've done.
I want my cookie!
Toy Story, the cast will do it. Incredibles, they'll all do it. Kung Fu Panda and all of the, you know, Kung Fuers. Don't dwell on the past. Like forgiveness? Revenge! Obvious, easy. That's a standard, you know? We've already done Cars, and that's not a revenge story, so I can't say that. And technology and humanness. That's not Corpse Bride. What is that? Sex, romance, and nudity, very little. Two characters lean in for a kiss before being interrupted. Whoa! I genuinely don't know what that is, actually. Like, I had a thought, and I wanted to see if another hint would reveal it, but this hint is throwing me off. Technology, humans, and not dwelling on the past could be DreamWorks' The Wild Robot. There's no romance in The Wild Robot, right? Who's kissing the robot? It's not her son. Is it like some side animal characters, or is it really not them at all? Don't dwell on the past. You killed the bird's family, and humanity is underwater. Revenge as well. That's not really a revenge story either. Oh man, this question's actually throwing me through a loop-de-loop. Diverse representations. Compared to previous films in the franchise, oh, there goes Wild Robot, the characters and voice actors are more diverse. One main role is that of a British Asian female police officer voiced by British Asian actor blank. A brief scene features an interracial relationship, a brief mention of a man's weight. Ah, say less. Last question was all about the French. Sorry, excuse my language. You say British a few too many times in a comment hint. I think I've got it now. This is Wallace and Gromit? Hold on, let me work that out. Revenge is never a good thing. Sure, the gunshot Hugh Jackman, I think. Over-reliance on technology. Okay, that's Wallace to a T. Teamwork on display. Sure. And the lean in for a kiss, Tottington and Wallace. Don't dwell on the past. What's wrong with the past in the Wallace and Gromit lore? Were-rabbit? I don't know. British Asian female officer. Female? I remember Big Head. And I know there's a female police officer in the other Wallace and Gromit movie. Oh man. Have we covered another amazing British movie? Is there a second amazing British movie? We haven't done Chicken Run. We haven't done Arthur Christmas. Forgetting what makes us human kind of turns him into a rabbit. I'm gonna go with Wallace and Gromit. It's like a mix of Wallace and Gromit and Wild Robot I'm seeing here, but we're locking in the British. British actors never get cast in American movies, right? That makes sense to me. There's no police officer in Wild Robot, so forget about that. Wallace and Gromit, locking it in. Let's see. Film 3. I forgot there's another one. Did we do it amazing on Vengeance Most Foul? Oh, we did. Oh my god, I'm just getting old. I thought we only did a review on this movie. We did, of course. It just didn't happen. Apparently, I forgot whatever month this video came out in. Oh, man, I was so close. Like, I knew all the pieces. All the pieces were there. Don't dwell on the past. Feathers McGraw. Doy. Oh, man. So close, yet so far. But a long way from Wild Robot, so at least I got halfway there. Whatever, man. Film 4. Love and selflessness are presented neatly in this quirky fairy tale. Have we done an amazing Shrek movie? I know we've done terrible Shrek 3. I think we might have done Amazing Shrek 1. Yes, we've done Shrek 1. Would like to do Shrek 2. Would love to do Shrek 4. Can't wait for Shrek 5.
Not me!
Oh, the fun times. Love and selflessness. I don't know quite what the sacrifice is in selflessness is in Shrek, but we will keep that in mind. Does Corpse Bride count as a fairy tale? I don't think so. Drinking, drugs, and smoking. Ooh, the skeletons drink, but it's clearly fantasy. Ah, maybe Corpse Bride is a fairy tale. Are there skeletons in Shrek? There are, but they're very dead. One even comes with a cookbook. We have not covered a lot of those Tim Burton, Henry Selick movies. Coraline. We just did Amazing Coraline. That's not love and selflessness. Well, kind of. Are there skeletons? Oh, but also Hotel Transylvania. We have not done Amazing. Those are all terribles and a scene breakdown. Never mind. All right. Some scariness. Crows in trees, talking skeletons, and dead bodies with rotting flesh and maggots. What a lovely, amazing animated kids movie in concept, isn't it? Really puts a distinct vision in your mind. But when I see this, crows in trees, whoa, I'm horrified of birds. I definitely see stop motion. Because we haven't exactly done like Amazing Monster House. Is that an amazing movie? It's fun. It could very well be that kind of Image Movers look, like A Christmas Carol, the horrifying one. But again, Haven't covered that. I don't think we've ever really talked about that movie. We've done it once, I think, in talking about every Christmas Carol adaptation. Very niche video of mine, but it's there in my long-term memory. I think this must be, this movie's been on my mind all quiz. It's a random one from October last year, but it's an amazing, it's worth talking about. I think this is clearly Corpse Bride. Interesting to describe it as a quirky fairy tale, but I can see the skeletons drinking in the underground bar. I can see the rotting flesh and the maggots, and my mind is somehow not traumatized. And crows in trees. I don't remember that at all, but I'm sure they're in there somewhere. Corpse Bride. Lock it in, run it through. We haven't done A Nightmare Before Christmas. I did a reaction, never edited it. Film 4, Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. There we are. Easy. I can see the maggots in my mind coming out the side of her face. Lovely. Man, they really don't make kids' movies like they used to, eh?
Now, let's see how well you really know your amazing movies. We're dropping down to just 2 hints now.
Fine by me. Film 5. Very little educational value. You can't learn anything out of this movie. While the movie wasn't created with educational intent, it offers lessons on the importance of family and loyalty, as well as the value of not jumping headfirst into a romantic relationship. Ooh, nice. At first, I was thinking family and loyalty is generic, who knows what film that is. That could be Toy Story. They're a found family. Could be Mitchells vs. Machines. They're a real family. Again, have not done an amazing on that one. But not jumping headfirst into a romantic relationship, that's very specific. That is a Disney semi-insert parody awareness self thing. This is Frozen 1. Unless they're gonna throw me through, like, Wreck-It Ralph 2. Not romantic. Never mind. Let's see. Products and purchases. Nothing to be aware of. Just a few Mickey Mouse heads on the shelves or something. Nothing in the actual movie. But there are countless merchandise tie-ins with the movie, from apparel and figurines to costumes, accessories, books, makeup and games. Bastard capitalists everywhere. They have to make us the ultra consumer. And while that could easily be like Minions, I think the addition of makeup as well helps to lock this in. Makeup's more female coded, and so it's going to be a movie that's going to try and be a bit more universal or with a female protagonist. Disney, they love doing that stuff, making makeup merchandise. This is Frozen 1. We haven't done Frozen 2. Is that the one we're looking at, film 5? Hell yeah, it is! Okay, film 6. Language very little. Mild insult and minor swear words like suckers, stupid, poop, shoot, butt, and loser. I almost said laser for some reason. Okay, a poop. A movie that says poop, and I put it in an amazing. That's a surprise to me. Now, ironically, the Amazing series did actually begin as the Perfect series. I released it at the same time as the very first Terrible episode. It flopped, probably because I had some terrible thumbnails. I made a Back to the Future one, which is just the back of a DeLorean. Not exactly a face to attach to. And so I dropped it because it didn't get a lot of views. Also, Perfect means it's a really narrow amount of movies. Amazing is at least a little bit more broad. Back then, we did Wall-E and Back to the Future. I think maybe The Incredibles or something. I do not remember the word poop in any of those movies. There's a couple of movies we've mentioned that haven't been arriving yet. Namely, I think Shrek has not appeared, and that could comfortably do that. K-Pop Demon Hunters will have released by the time this video comes out, because I'm uploading it tomorrow. Maybe could get in? I doubt it. I keep thinking over the hedge. Something's wrong with me, man. Oh, and another one's How to Train Your Dragon 1, which I think could also comfortably, like, just the twins alone, and the way they speak, could probably cover all of those words. Something with like a hint of teenage edge, but not really, could comfortably fall into this. A little bit of educational value. Kids learn that even so-called blank people are still human beings. That is a worrying description. Who long to be recognized and loved. Blank shows that not all blank people are unredeemable. Whoa. Okay, I don't think we're talking about dragons anymore. I was kind of thinking it was going to be the twins and that damn dragon. Okay, minor swear words. We've already covered Shrek. Kids learn that even so-called blank people are still human beings. That's... oh man, my brain is not going to go into the right directions with that kind of description. And I call this an amazing? Even so-called blank people as well. That's specific. Like, they're not actually those type of people. They're just people. Long to be loved and recognized. Not all evil people This might be another movie that's been in a little bit of development hell. I'll be surprised. I don't know if production knows this movie's being made. Because this kind of could fall in line with, like, Megamind. Another one of those videos that I've had scripted and recorded yonks ago. It's just in editing limbo. Because then it would be even so-called evil people want to be loved and recognized. And not all evil people are unredeemable. Blank shows that. Megamind does not fit into that blank. Elio? Maybe? That was a terrible. Never mind. Man, what else is there, man? Toy people. Weak people? Oh god, this one stumped me. What have I even covered? I was just looking at my background for like a hint. Like, it's not going to be Minecraft, Toy Story, or Wallace and Gromit, even Were People. We've done an Inside Out video, but I don't think that quite fits. But I don't think maybe Derpy the Cat up here. Demon people. I don't remember the word poop in K-pop Demon Hunters, but definitely like suckers, losers, butt and shoot. Even so-called demon people are still something or other. Rumi shows that, or Genu shows that not all evil people aren't demon people. I think that's probably as close as we can get. Not a lot of language, not very educational, other than Korean cultural influences. Let's lock in K-pop Demon Hunters. It is very much not. Oh, that is Despicable Me. Oh yeah, evil people, of course. How did I say evil people and Despicable Me did not come to mind? And yeah, the minions would say suckers poop all the time. Minions, my god. There's always at least one question in these quizzes where people are apparently shouting at the screen. I bet this one, immediately the word poop showed up and everyone's like, oh, that's a bloody minion. And I'm the one wearing the banana shirt today and I didn't figure it out. What's wrong with me, man? I'm losing my edge. Actually, I've been losing my edge this entire quiz series. I don't know anything when put on the spot, it seems. Thank goodness I don't have a timer. Film 7. Right. Very little romance and nudity. Gentle, sweet, and understated romance blooms for blank, as well as for a human couple. Ah. Blank as well as a human couple. For some reason, the first thing my brain said was B-movie. Not an amazing. We haven't covered it. And also, that is not a B couple and a human couple. That's just a B and a human couple. Huh. Okay. Okay. God, once again, I'm just like, I've gone back to like what even is left to cover. But a little bit of romance. A duo romance. Duo romance. Ratatouille's done, and the rat does not fall in love with anyone. What else is there that we have covered that we haven't seen? We haven't done How to Train Your Dragon 3, so you can't say dragon couple and human couple there. We haven't done an amazing Ice Age movie, I don't think. And also, no human couples in that one, just a single human baby. Toy Story, any of the franchise, has already shown up in this, but also... Actually, has Toy Story shown up in this? Still, no Toy Story human romance there. Sony movies. What Sony movies have we done? Hotel Transylvania, not an amazing. Emoji Movie, not an amazing. Angry Birds, doesn't have humans. Not an amazing. Has Sony got amazing movies? Mitchells vs. Machines, of course. A Romance Blooms for a human couple. Sure. The Little Brother. We didn't do an amazing on it. Did everything else except an amazing. Monsters, Inc. doesn't have a human couple. Finding Dory, not an amazing. That one's a bit controversial, that one. Have we done an amazing Christmas movie? I don't think we have. Only seen breakdowns over a Christmas period. Are there any other Illumination movies we've done? A lot of terribles. Secret Life of Pets 1 and 2. Yeah, no, pass on all of those. A gentle, sweet, understated romance blooms as well. So maybe it's not that upfront. A subtle one. Oh, ooh, Inside Out 2. We've done that one specifically as an amazing. Understated romance blooms between two emotions. Sadness and embarrassment. Is there a human couple in Inside Out? Because it certainly wasn't the girl that it was hinted at kind of early doors. But Inside Out 2 is currently on my radar. Moving on. Oh dear. Diverse representations flagged for concern. I didn't know Common Sense Media can do that. What does that mean? Like, so high that that's bad? Or not well marked? A comment they're not happy with? What is going on? Human characters of various races appear in the second part of the film, but they're all in minor roles. The film's take on end-stage consumerism is deeply fat-phobic and ableist, using fat people and those in blank as shorthand for laziness and greed. Blank suggests that humans will become better if they lose weight blank blank. Ah, I see why it's flagged for concern. It's just a little bit incendiary, for sure. Also, suddenly, an easy pick. You know what movie this is talking about immediately. If we're gonna go on the topic of end-stage consumerism, but also deep fat phobia and ableism, if that's the way you want to read the literacy of this, I can see where you come to that conclusion. A little bit of a different take compared to, gentle, sweet, understated romance. And there is a human couple for that, of course! How did I forget the main... I mentioned it earlier, the Wally. Of course, this is like a super romance movie. It's not gentle, sweet, and understated. And there is a human couple relation. I forget Wally has human characters in it, to be honest. This is, I'd said it already, this is easily the amazing Wally, the perfect Wally. I talked about here earlier that we had an old perfect series. As for the fat phobic angle, I could see the spin they're making there, but it's also part of a larger thing. It's not so much that they are lazy, it's that the consumerist oppression is making them, unable to do the things they want to do. But I can see how there's certainly a debate around it. From a certain lens, it certainly doesn't look great, whilst also it is an exaggeration, but a possible one. It's also bone density in space. Let's not fully get into that conversation. But it certainly makes this quiz answer a whole lot easier. This is the perfect Pixar's Wall-E. Ancient, old school, one of the best they ever made. Wall-E, easy, easy. I can't believe I forgot all of the romance in this movie. Alright, film number 8. Occasional use of words including dummy, sucked, freak show, weirdo, loser, vermin, jerk, hate, runt, butt, bovine excrement as euphemisms for bullshit. Interesting. Now this kind of just loops us right back to what are the edgy, teenager-y kind of movies. The first thing that again comes to my head is the ones we missed, like How to Train Your Dragon 1. Have we hit that movie yet? Runt would fit well, kind of, because Hiccup is a runt. Bovine excrement is incredibly specific. Weirdly enough, that makes me think Home Alone. Did we do it amazing on the Home Alone movies? I've got a strange history with Home Alone on this channel. Like 5 years ago, I made a Home Alone video every Christmas, and they ended up being some of my most popular ever. Very much not the branding I have now, it's all animated movies. Like, I feel like, they're what the French call les incompetents, whilst also later on saying bovine excrement, I can see it in my head. Dummy and sucker would fit. I don't think we've done an amazing on Home Alone 1, though. We've done a lot of talk. It's kind of there. Maybe that's a little bit too off-kilter. Maybe I'm falling down the wrong line of thinking here. We'll see. Very little educational value, so I guess it can't be Home Alone. We don't know how to kill somebody now. What a shame. Teaches young audiences that animal behaviors, habitats, food cycles, and more. Man, Kevin McAllister's more feral than I remember. Okay, clearly, this is not Home Alone 1. You could learn about the pigeons in Home Alone 2. I think I'm falling off on one. This is clearly like another over the hedge looking thing. This is clearly all the animals. We haven't done over the hedge. All the animals only, but they're a little bit more blunt. I mean, yeah. And then you learn about animal behaviors. If I ever do an amazing over the hedge, these quizzes are immediately going to get more difficult. The fact I don't actually get to include those means I'm in a good place. But because it says habitat specifically tells me that they are in their habitats, which is not the case in over the hedge. You know what fits the bill? This is the wild robot, isn't it? Just without the robot. This is just the wild. Not to be confused with Disney's The Wild.
Who put that bar there?
Ugh, forget that one out of your memory. I do not want to hear any more about that koala.
They won't got any eucalyptus wipes.
I think, though, that lines up. Bovine excrement could easily be said by some animal. It's the beaver, isn't it? In the tree. That's exactly who that is. We're locking it in. The Wild Robot. Hell yeah, one of the best DreamWorks movies, full stop. And the last they made in-house. Isn't that lovely? The beginning of the end, but a great movie for what it was in that little moment. Pedro Pascal.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastically, I'm gonna be honest. I think I missed one, maybe 2 movies. I'm in a fantastic place. I've been flubbing these quizzes the first 2 times, so to finally be doing well, yeah. Just a little bit of a sore ego on missing Despicable Me 1. That one should have been an open goal.
You're doing too well, if you ask me.
Oh, so you know it was an easy quiz, do you, production? That's horrifying.
For this last batch of questions, you now only get a single hint.
Okay.
How's that for amazing, Dazz?
Great. Much better for retention time, and I can actually get through these damn questions quicker. Film number 9. Only little smoking and drugs and drinks. Blank downs a lot of energy drinks in a way that suggests she's drinking something harder. Fun. Average teenage experience. This immediately... Why do I keep going back to Over the Hedge, man? This makes me think of like those classic caffeine shots where someone just gets speed boosted, Whether it's the squirrel in Over the Hedge or the squirrel in Hoodwinked. We have not done an amazing Hoodwinked. I would love to make that video. Maybe sometime in January. And it's those moments where, like, they go super speed mode, you know, Quicksilver before Quicksilver. But I don't think that's what this is. Blank downs a lot of energy drinks in a way. Somehow, that also kind of gives me vibes of Wreck-It Ralph. But we've only done the terrible Wreck-It Ralph 2. But as it is for right now, there is another character I can think of. Because it feels like, as well, it's not like at a shop, right? Wreck-It Ralph would do it in a bar, or like Vanellope would do it in a bar, in a gaming bar. This, I believe I remember. Yes, this is Inside Out 2, when Anxiety does it. Where does she get energy drinks inside of Riley's nervous system? I have no idea. But it's her drinking a bunch and then having an anxiety attack. Classic, you know? Just a canon event for everybody. Locking it in now, Inside Out 2. And you said this was getting harder. Production, what are you doing? Film number 9 is, in fact, bam, Inside Out 2. What a relief I haven't done Inside Out 1, otherwise I'd have to actually juggle and remember who's who and what's what and which one's which. I'll take it. Hell yeah. Film number 10. Ooh, okay, this is a big one. And going right into diverse representations. Okay, that's a little scary sometimes. The characters are all light-skinned blank. I shudder to think what word is behind that. And the main hero, blank, is a boy. Limb differences in two central characters are portrayed sensitively, and bullying is shown to be wrong. Minor characters also have limb differences, which are implied to be battle wounds. Okay, immediately that is not Elio. Also not an amazing. I'm like 12 questions in and I still haven't worked out the vibe. On the downside, disabled characters still must demonstrate incredibly heroics to gain respect. Women are physically strong and emotionally tough, but the main female character still winds up as a love interest. Ooh, I love this. This is like a nice sort of like, not a nice comment, but like, yeah, like a aware, interesting takes spinning around it. This is like a nice little breakdown. And surprisingly specific. The characters are all light-skinned. Okay. Unfortunately, that doesn't necessarily help pinpoint like the year this movie was made, but what can you do? The main hero is a boy, but there's a main female who winds up as a love interest. So that also kind of doesn't nail it down very much. A little bit generic in that way, that's fine. Minor characters have limb differences implied to be battle wounds. That's interesting. Everyone's battle worn. It's like the Shrek characters don't get beaten up that badly. Also, at this point, we've kind of covered a lot of what's left. But we have got a couple, like, I know a year ago, we did the SpongeBob movie, which has pirates, of course, with their peg leg. Have we done Were-Rabbit yet? I don't know if we touched on Were-Rabbit. Disabled characters? Yeah, but limb differences. Unless you count the top of a forehead as a limb difference. I don't quite think that applies. The other main one that's been on my mind for ages now, it's been on my mind so much, I can't even tell if we've already had the answer to it yet, would also be How to Train Your Dragon 1, which is constant war battling, fighting against dragons. Gobber has certainly lost a limb. Hiccup loses his limb. They are all light-skinned, especially in the animation. You have a strong female character, but still ends up as a love interest. I can see how that's a flaw in some cases. But yes, also the dragon's losing a little bit of its wing. But no, I think this is quite simply How to Train Your Dragon 1, unless you're throwing me through a loop. Let's see it. Well, I'm living on a high. Maybe I don't even need this win if it's wrong. It is How to Train Your Dragon 1. I'm getting greedy. I'm getting too happy with this. And now we're here. Final question. Why do I feel like I'm falling into a trap, though? Like, I've had such a good run. I feel like this last one's gonna just throw me so far off. What is it? What? I don't even know what's left.
Final question. Get ready. Film 11.
Whew. Oh, it's a short one with a lot of blanks, huh? Characters in peril. Blank wave pitchforks and torches. A blank explodes. Scary blank, who is much less scary when blank. One character is eaten in one gulp by blank. What god-awful war movie with aliens have I been watching with this? An Amazing does this? Characters in peril does not necessarily lie things down. Although I don't think we're going to be seeing a repeat, so I don't think it's going to be like Wild Robot again, or Toy Story again. Waving pitchforks and torches makes me think Shrek 1, but we already had that with the earlier thing. It wasn't a romance question, and it wasn't the fairy tale question, but somehow Shrek 1 seems relevant to a lot of those. A blank explodes because scary blank. What? Something explodes scarily. Oh god, what? Again, Toy Story blows up a combat Carl. A lot of explosions happen in How to Train Your Dragon. A blank explodes because of scary blank, who is much less scary when blank. Who is much less scary when blank. Okay, what else have we done? We've done Monsters, Inc. as well recently, which similarly could have scary as a vibe. Characters in peril, yeah, like the torture suckling machine. Waving pitchforks and torches. I don't remember that specifically with Monsters, Inc. Pitchforks and torches. Oh, a blank explodes is kind of like the early version of the, again, another big dome, where in the original version it was an explosion, but it was 2001. They didn't want a city exploding. Scary blankety blank, who is much less scary when they take their glasses off. I don't know, Randall or something. Much less scary when Sully comes and saves the day. One character is eaten in one gulp by... Is somebody eaten in Monsters, Inc.?
Picked me up and shook me like a dog.
Oh, there's something that fits the bill. The other main pitchforks and torches movie scene is the beginning of Shrek 1. A character getting eaten in one gulp is typically the ending for a bad villain. If it's not Captain Hook in Hook, it is Lord Farquaad getting eaten by a dragon last second. A blank explodes. A castle explodes. I don't know what explodes in there. Scary dragon sets ablaze the castle, who is much less scary when being seduced by a weird donkey dude. Characters in peril, lava, bridge, all that good stuff. I think there's 3 good contenders here. I'm gonna play my bets on the spinning wheel here. It's either a movie that's a terrible, that I now rebranding to amazing, is an amazing movie we haven't actually released yet, but production knows about, or it's an amazing we've already seen in this quiz, but we're running it again. I'm gonna run with Running It Again Shrek 1. We'll get around to all the Shrek movies. We've done terrible Shrek 3 though, so consider that a look. I'm locking it in. Final answer, final question goes towards Shrek 1. Show it to me again. Film 11. Shrek 1, baby. I got like 1 or 2 wrong. I'll take it. Thank you very much. But it all loops back to the beginning with Luigi. Luigi came in clutch to get me started, and I've been rolling ever since.
Alright, Dazz, you have survived the quiz. Yay. How'd you do? And was it better or worse than the last quiz?
I don't actually remember exactly. Editor, tell me if I'm wrong. Otherwise, plug in a 10. Hell yeah. If it's not 10 and it's the other number, that is a terrible, terrible quiz score, and I'm sorry in advance. For the love of everything, I sure hope I didn't get 2 questions wrong. We'll see.
Have an amazing day, or whatever.
And finally, we'll end it off now with episode 2. This one is a little bit of an acquired taste, as it is based off of all of the terrible movies we have ever covered on this channel. So if you get to a point where you don't even think you recognize what the answer even could be, feel free to either skip to the next question over, or hey, have a cheeky check out of our actual terrible series. Either way, it's a little bit more niche, but we do cover some pretty iconic terrible movies, so if you are in the know, I think you'll have a good time with this one too. Please enjoy. Hello and welcome back to the quiz series that we've started up. Now last time we went through a slideshow quiz sequence of trying to guess animated movies by going off of bad parent reviews, and admittedly it did a lot better than all my recent stuff, so we're gonna keep doing this. But this next one is particularly fitting for this channel, as this is specifically guessing the terrible animated movies. I have covered all sorts of terrible animated cinema over the years, and so all of the answers in this quiz are going to be based off of movies we've covered from that particular playlist. So if you're a fan of this channel, you'll certainly be on board, and if you don't know, maybe you're gonna learn about some awful, awful cinema. Let's go.
Ah, back again, are we? I must admit you did better than expected last time. So let's quietly up the difficulty.
Okay, great, love that for me.
I have a reputation as a quiz maker to uphold after all. So, the rules. Number 1, you will have limited hints to guess the animated movie taken directly from Parents' Guide reviews. Some of these hints are censored to remove obvious giveaways, and to correctly guess a movie with prequels or sequels, you have to guess both the correct franchise and the specific movie. Also, one last thing. Every movie featured in this quiz is a movie you have called terrible on this channel before. And this label is certainly more fitting for some films on this list than others.
Oh, okay, great. My own quiz master is apparently not a fan of my opinions on the internet.
You'll have 3 hints to work with for this first batch of films. Good luck.
Alrighty then, I'm ready. Let's get into this.
It's me.
Film number 1. Positive messages a lot. Blank the movie, already an interesting start. Batman the movie. Shark Tale the movie, that's not a thing. Plankton the movie. Actually, it's not capitalized, I'll ignore that. The movie promotes an environmental message about conversation along with themes of courage and integrity. It also suggests the danger of giving into materialistic impulses that could damage the environment. The movie will make kids think about where their stuff comes from, whether having too much stuff is a good thing, and what the consequences of their actions might be. Okay, I'm currently leaning towards Wall-E, only for over-consumerism. Another thing could maybe be like Over the Hedge, which I'm pretty sure I said way too much last time and it was never real. And does that have product tie-ins? I feel like they had a bunch of false brandings. Or maybe I just didn't recognize them because they were American. Like, did Cheez-Its appear in the Over the Hedge movie? I mean, when you say environmentalism, it doesn't necessarily nail down terrible movies. I've got to remember, of course, this isn't Wall-E, we're talking terrible. Oh man, I need to think in that direction. What even are the terribles I remember? The ones that come in my head immediately are the Crayon one, Color City, the Amazing Bulk, and I've blanked on every other terrible movie in existence. That's a good sign. All right, let's move on. Very little sex, romance, and nudity. Okay, well, the Crayon one can get out of here then. Blank has a crush on Blank. At the end of the movie, they share a brief kiss. He also imagines kissing her earlier in the film. Bobbleheads? Oh no. Oh, this is gonna go way differently from episode 1. Blank has a crush on Blank. That really doesn't nail it down. Was there really a kiss in a terrible movie that I've done? I skip it? I go, ugh? Okay, some of these might be terrible sequels. Incredibles 2 does not really go environmental, I don't think. Oh god, this is difficult. Languages include stupid and dumb. Okay. Terrible movies we've done. Oh god. I feel like this quiz video is gonna have a time lapse of me just umming and ahhing for the next 5 minutes. I am pulling a blank on this already. I'm gonna do a slight cheeky thing here. If I get I just need like a flashback sequence, like I just need to inhale it all at once. Also, here's a cheeky plug to check out the Terrible series. We've done 78 of these damn things, apparently. Right, time to inhale all at once. Hold on. Secret Life, SpongeBob, Puss in Boots, Lego series, Megamind 2, Planes 2, Knuckles, Boss Baby, Secret Life of Pets, Trolls ripoff, Avatar, Hotel Transylvania, Ice Age, Shark Tale, Planes 2, Norm of the North, Incredibles, Storks, oh sure, the Elon Musk movie, Hotel Transylvania, Cars 2, Dragon Ball, Animal, Star Wars, Mario, Titanic 2, Hop, Amazing Bulk, Trolls, Ugly Dolls, Spy Kids, Inspector Gadget, 0%, Riding Hood. Okay, did that at all go in?
No.
Shares a kiss. Sir Billy doesn't do that. Spy Kids doesn't do that. Oh. Man, Trolls does not do that. Norm of the North. Does Norm of the North has a kiss in it? The polar bear does not kiss anybody, do they? I hope not. No. Okay. The only thing that I saw that flashed banged to like, oh, there's romance and has a kiss in it is Shark Tale. I don't know if he remembers kissing her in a dream, but it's the only thing that faintly comes close to my brain. So, I'm gonna go with Shark Tale. There's only one. It took me 10 minutes to reach this point. Oh god. Film 1 is indeed... Who is the Lorax kissing in this movie?
I think he did it.
Oh yeah! The boy's asking for romance help this whole time. She deleted out of my memory banks. I didn't watch this as a kid. Oh, this is not gonna be a good sign. This is meant to be my topic. I know I'm bad at pub quizzes in general, but I didn't think I'd be this bad at terrible ones. This is meant to be for me. Ted has a crush on Audrey. I don't remember either of their names. I just remember Danny DeVito. Like the book, the movie. Oh, I was well off with Plankton, the movie. Okay. Power corrupts, and so can hungering for it. Also, you can do anything you want if you set your mind to it. So think positively. Woohoo! Power corrupts. Ooh. I don't know if there's a thing about thinking positively. Maybe. But I'm currently screeching for Pixar's Brave. Like, if you want power, you become a bear, but you will become too much of a bear if you hunger for it. You can do anything you want if you set your mind to it, like the sort of female protagonist getting out there, doing things that she wants for herself. Think positively about your mother? Sure. In 3D, some of the battle scenes, even if they're between blank and blank, can be intense, especially for very young children. It's a 3 on the scariness level. After one skirmish, a character is injured severely, and younger viewers may be upset. Blank, blah, blank, blank, blank are tortured by a villain. His punishments include submerging blank in water and attaching blank to a spinning wheel surrounded by fire. Ravaged by the tornado. Ravaged by the... Okay, there is a lot of information to dig out of this one. A character is severely injured. Like, do they lose a leg? Tortured by a villain? That is mad behavior. Attaching blank to a spinning wheel surrounded by fire. You'd think I'd remember that. Blank is shown as having been ravaged by the tornado. I feel like Sir Billy might have a tornado in it, but not really. Okay, what the hell else was there? Troll really does not do that. In 3D, what is a mix? An actual mix of 2D and 3D. Mitchells vs. Machines, but that's good. Puss in Boots, but that's good. Bad Guys, but that's good. Incredibles 2. No. There's torture, but it's not a wheel. Wheel of Fire. No. A spinning wheel surrounded by fire. Totally different. Currently, Norm of the North is the closest I'm getting to, but I don't think so. Words like fool and knucklehead are used to disparage others. Ah, fool does make me think of Plankton. Apparently, Plankton is... I said that in the last one. Plankton is in my head. Not even a bad movie, and not in the terrible series. So long, fools! Yeah, knucklehead. That sounds like Plankton dialogue. So this could be SpongeBob movie 2 or 3, or Sandy Cheeks. Ooh. Okay, no, this is definitely SpongeBob, because SpongeBob does do half 2D and half 3D. The Sandy Cheeks movie is only in 3D, so this is more than likely SpongeBob movie 2 and Sponge Out of Water, I think? It's the one with Antonio Banderas, a pirate, but I don't remember a tornado. There's a tornado in the Sandy Cheeks movie, a Texan tornado. Why would you punish the SpongeBob cast by submerging them in water? But there is a circus in the Sandy Cheeks movie. Wait, is this SpongeBob movie 1? That's not a bad movie. But it does have crabs stuck on a target. I feel like it could spin and be surrounded by fire. I'm gonna go take the dive. I don't remember a tornado in number 2, so we're gonna go with SpongeBob movie 4, Sandy Cheeks movie.
It's me.
Oh, buddy, I don't even remember this movie anymore. This was like the 3rd ever terrible movie I ever did. Isn't this the one with the jester that goes, I can't take this off
ever?
I remember it more because it became a meme after the fact. They torture someone with a spinning wheel of fire and water?
Hello?
Oh my god. Why does he speak like Plankton? I am not getting this right so far. Can we bring it back? I hope so. It's important to be real with your friends rather than distracted by the superficialities of glamour and fame. Okay, no, this seems more grounded and memorable. Be real with your friends rather than distracted by superficialities. Plankton, he ain't after fame and glamour. He's gone. Incredibles, kind of guns for fame, but I feel like Incredibles 3 will do something like that if it ever did. Trolls reminds me of glamour and fame, so maybe it's like Trolls 2, but they were more like trying to get everyone together rather than succeeding. Could be Trolls 3, but that was a good movie. Although I did put it in the terrible series at first. Or it's the other movie that has been apparently locked in my... I've said it a few times already. Shark Tale. A very distinctive, terrible DreamWorks movie. The superficialities of glamour and fame. I didn't pick up on that years ago as a kid, but when I watched it recently, whenever that terrible came out, but no, this seems way more on it. Like, there's a really interesting thematic thing that's lost under the crushing writing style and box office, and the bloody director being a memey character the whole time, or what, a director. Anyway, various products are parodied using blank takeoffs on their familiar logos. Coca-Cola, Gap, Krispy Kreme, Preparation H, and Burger King. I don't remember that much. Maybe Gap? At the very least, Over the Hedge does not have a Krispy Kreme Burger King. I feel like I would have remembered that. Anything else do that? No, I don't think so. I think we're okay on Shark Tale so far. Brief fish makeout sessions, huh? Are there any other terrible fish movies? Finding Dory. I don't think they cover that in Finding Dory. That'd be a very different movie. I think I'm finally getting one right. I'm confident. Superficialities of glamour and fame is so Will Smith and the fish. Shark Tale, I'm locking it in. Yes, finally. Oh, Jack Black, of course. He's in bloody well everything. Ta-da! Oh, God, Jack Black, please get away from me. He's everywhere.
Chicken jockey!
I'll never forget, one of the best jokes in this movie has got to be the sushi guy going in and then being upset that no one wants to eat his sushi because everyone is fish. Brilliant. Probably peaked at that point 7 minutes into the movie. Don't need to see any more than that. I'm feeling confident again. We've covered some of the esoteric ones. The earlier ones, I gotta think like the Hoodwinked sequel. There's loads of Trolls movies, other SpongeBob movies I can hop on. Bobbleheads, Color City, Bulk. They're all in there. Does Bulk count as an animated movie? Only kind of. Why am I saying Over the Hedge? That's not a terrible movie. Dumbass. Okay, sorry. Just catching up to myself 20 minutes later. Animated crashes, falls, explosions, and a diabolical plot to rule the world. Remembering that this is the terrible series should help, but it just makes me feel like I'm an idiot the whole time. I'm like, oh, of course. Megamind. Can't be. It could be the sequel, though. A diabolical plot to rule the world. Also Plankton. Hoodwink doesn't cover into that, do they? Sorry, apparently I have to rotate to go into my mind palace sometimes. I don't have a palace, it's a basement. Jokey references to candies, characters, and texts, e.g. The Three Musketeers, Harry Potter, Thriller, Lord of the Rings, Wu-Tang Clan, and CSI. What? What the this gives me Lego Movie vibes, but not the Lego Movie. Lego Movie 2 could fit into that, actually. Lego Movie 2 or Lego Ninjago. Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. They're not going to appear in the bloody Ninjago movie. I hope not, anyway. Otherwise, that's really out of context. Right? Three Musketeers. A diabolical plot to rule the world. I mean, that's like Armageddon in the second Lego movie. Megamind does not do a reference to the Wu-Tang Clan, surely. Positive messages, some. Puppy learns that friendship and loyalty are most important, even more than candy. I feel like that's meant to be a mistake, and I still don't have a clue what the hell is going on. Who the hell is Puppy? Puppy, 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 Puppy. The dog in Bobbleheads is not called Puppy. Bulk does not have a puppy. Spy Kids does not have a puppy. Trolls does not have a puppy. Who's obsessed with candy? Norma the North. Sir Billy. There's something somewhere. Wreck-It Ralph. I've not done terrible Wreck-It Ralph 2. That's a spoiler. That's not until like May or June time that I've got that video planned out. It bothers me that it's not coming to my head, but the answer seems obvious. Who the hell's got a protagonist called Puppy? Okay, Colored City. It has a collection of people. Puppy learns that friendship and loyalty are most important. Oh my god, this is killing me. Is Puppy the name of the sister? No. Have I covered a dog movie? I've done Cattail, but that was a cancelled episode. This must be some knockoff. Ratatouille. Oh my god, what are all the other rip-offs we've done? Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is highlighted as well, as if it's an extra hint. Is it VeggieTales is terrible Lord of the Beans? I don't remember the names of the damn veg. I'm too British for this.
Sharpshooting elf, Legolam, fearless ranger, Iricorn, and lovable dwarf, Grumpy.
Is this that? VeggieTales. A weird one.
The fearless warrior couldn't make it today, so I came instead.
No, I've just spoiled you on the upcoming schedule. Actually, that video might be coming out sooner. These all happen at like the same time. I've got like 17 videos going on at every given moment. Jimmy Fallon's in Dougal? I'll be honest, I completely forgot about Dougal. I remember it as an amazing movie when it's in British. Wow, that is impressive. A diabolical plot to rule the world? Yeah, I guess Z-Bad does do that. Do they really make references to all the rest of that? I guess they kind of do. A puppy. His name's not Puppy, it's The Puppy. Oh, God. The lack of a grammar on a random parent from presumably 2004 threw me off on one. We're stumbling through this. A man injects himself with a fantasy serum. Okay, I don't remember watching the BioShock movie, but apparently that's a thing. The hypodermic needle is shown on his arm, poised to go in. but it doesn't do it. It's only poised to go in. What kind of kids movie is this? Blank offers blank a bottle of wine. He declines. For some reason, my brain's going to Pinocchio. I don't know why. A man drinks from a flask and acts drunk. A bar has a large display of liquor bottles. Puss in Boots ripoff. I don't know if someone drinks from a flask in there. Maybe not. Oh! If there is ever a movie that has an injection in it that we've covered, it is The Amazing Bulk. Scientist's experiment gone wrong turns into a purple GIF. Maybe. And there is like a drunk, bold man detective in this, I think? Yeah. A bar has a large display of liquor bottles. I mean, hey, of all the backgrounds to make a comment on, I'm glad it's not that and all the automated, animated, stock cartoon imagery that happens at the end of that movie. Wild movie. Would recommend. Maybe have a drink. Start acting drunk yourself from a flask. So, language. A little. Ass, pissant, goddamned, damn, bastard, Christ's sake, they don't pronounce their T's, must be British, son of a bitch, and the beginnings of holy shit. But only the beginnings. So they just said holy. Was it like the detective going, holy, and then the car crushes them? I could hear it. Amazing Bulk probably does have that edgy layer of it that they're allowed to say pissant. Sex, romance, and nudity, a little bit. A woman gropes. That's a little to you? Parents! Parent your kids, please. A woman gropes between a fantasy creature's legs. Please don't tell me that was Bulk. Seen from the side so that nothing graphic is shown. Bulk does not get bricked up in that movie, does he? I hope my quizmaster didn't research the wrong movie. Some brief kisses. I hope in the human form, right? A couple talk about wanting kids and not being pregnant right now. A scantily clad woman is dressed like a sex worker. Whew, okay. Do we know that for certain, or is she just scantily clad? That could just be an opinion. Some sexual innuendo and erectile dysfunction. What kind of coverage was I making in the past? And in a couple of long sequences showing rockets taking off, fireworks, and satellites in space connecting to one another repeatedly. That's a big piece of nudity in the sex, romance, and nudity segment. A man urinates on a grave. Only his face and body movements are shown. Whoa. No. Okay, for a minute I thought it might have been Silver Circle. That does not have a fantasy creature in it. This is one of the best, and by that I mean one of the worst, terrible movies we've ever covered. I think this is The Amazing Bulk. A ripoff done entirely on green screen and then delegated to flash animated GIFs to get through the end of it. Show me Amazing Bulk. There he is. Don't get mad, get purple. What does that even mean? Oh, bloody hell. Look at that thing. That is art right there. That is art. 76 minutes of absolute gold. I'm funneling it down. A little bit of language. One damn, okay, so it's like Shadow the Hedgehog, plus insults including shut up, duty, stupid, little girl, ooh. Oh boy, really spicing it up in this movie. Loser and more. The word muffins is used as a stand-in for curse words. Ah. Ooh. Ah. I, on the top of my head, am thinking Hoodwinked 2. I don't remember anything about Hoodwinked 2. Other than that the yodeling ram, or whatever it was, gets hit by a car at the end for some reason. But muffins is integral to the characters of Little Red and the grandma. So I wouldn't be surprised if they would use muffins as a censorship word. Do I remember the plot? Not particularly. I think Red fights like an orc on a bridge, the troll under the bridge, I'm assuming, but they were on the bridge, completely ruining that fairy tale's mythos. There are villains. That's about it. Okay. Animated violence, trickery, and deceit includes martial arts style confrontations. It's funny. I don't remember the second or third ever terrible I ever did. Like, you know, that's how Wizard of Oz, Dorothy's Adventure or whatever gets lost in my brain. But this was the very, very, very first. For some reason, it stays in my mind. Maybe because it's a sequel of one of my top 100 animated movies of all time. It's in there. Two overgrown characters that wreak havoc on a city, turning over vehicles, demolishing buildings, a giant that pounds and squashes things, as well as a character or two, a group of blank thugs that use weapons to try to eliminate their targets via explosions, guns, car chases. No one really seems to die. It's all intended to be very cartoonish and humorous. Okay, I'm happy so far. Sex, romance, and nudity. Okay, hold on. Sex, romance, and nudity. None. But I have a comment anyway. Two female blank visitors come out of blank mobile home to kiss him goodbye. Two female granny visitors come out of granny mobile home to kiss him goodbye? Why is this a nun and also a line? hoodwinked. What do you describe as two female blank visitors? What visitor needs like a noun or an adjective at the beginning? That's throwing me off, but I'm gonna lock in hoodwinked 2. Hey there, you've made it to the halfway mark of this video, so come subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers, and give us suggestions of future ideas. Spelt with 2 O's for some reason, if I remember that right. Show it to me. There it is. Hoodwinked 2. Hood versus Evil. That's the one. 2 female squirrel visitors. Oh, of course. Of course, I should have known. 2 female squirrel visitors. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Funny, I got all of that from just the word muffins. That is a deep cut as well, because I made that video in like 2020. Let's get into it some more. Film 7. Products and purchases. Immediately, I went to Over the Hedge again. Not a terrible movie. I need to fix my brain. On camera, close-ups of Sony electronics, particularly an Xperia mobile phone. Off camera, somehow, the movie series has many tie-in products. Oh, apparel, games, figurines, toys, etc. I don't know if this parent understands the concept of parent reviews. I don't know if that's what they intend to mean. Sure, tell us about the off-camera things. Close-ups of Sony electronics insinuates that this is a Sony movie. Mitchells vs. Machines is not going to be here. Too good of a movie. The Hotel Transylvania movies, though, are all set up and ready. I don't think I did a terrible on Open Season. I did only a scene breakdown of that. Or Emoji Movie. Ooh. Emoji Movie. The Emoji Movie have many tie-in products, apparel, games, figurines, and toys. I mean, emojis are everywhere, but I don't think it's because of the movie. This is a Hotel Transylvania movie with an Xperia mobile phone. 1 is very grounded, other than Johnny coming in maybe with a phone. 2 I haven't actually covered. I'll get around to it one day. I'm sorry. 3, they're on a boat together. They don't really need a phone. 4, however, I know Mavis and Johnny are separate and they call each other a couple of times. So maybe when like answering a phone from Mavis, it says Xperia up front and center? That's where I'm currently leaning. The Monster Reverse Hotel Transylvania 4 movie that I thought was the ending with no real plotline still. Even though it actually turns out they're making Motel Transylvania now, because it's just how we are now. Maybe at this point we'll get an actual plotline in there, we'll see. Educational value, very little. You don't need to know much about vampires. Kids will be introduced to classic vampires in a harmful way. Kids will also learn the benefits of communication, tolerance, diversity, and understanding that it's okay to love someone from a different background. Huh? See, that sounds like the first movie, but that's not a terrible movie. 3 might have an element of that. Positive messages include importance of tolerance, letting go of old grudges, fighting prejudice, communicating with your family members, parents reconnecting as partners, and celebrating family and friends. Ooh, this is a 50-50. Letting go of old grudges makes me think of Van Helsing from Hotel Transylvania 3. Being open to new relationships, prejudice isn't like that. Maybe there are just phones in the boat movie, and I don't remember that particularly well. You have to honor the past, but we make our own future. Sounds like the ending of Hotel Transylvania 4, whereby they delete the hotel. They've honored it, and then they delete it, and they move forward with it. There is only one line here that one section that's really Hotel Transylvania 3. The rest of this screams 4 to me. So I'm gonna double down and say this is Hotel Transylvania 4, Transformania, the weird reverse human dragon one, with a lot of animated butt inflation for some reason. Don't know why that's in my head, but that's one of the memorable shots to me. Oh yeah. Hotel Transylvania 3? No! Well, how? Where? Kids will be introduced to classic monsters in a harmless way. So the message was you have to honor the past, but we make our own future. And then they did another movie, and the message was you have to honor the past and make our own future. Okay. I forgot the Hotel Transylvania movies don't come with actual plot, so they just kind of repeat themselves every time. Gotcha.
Now, let's see how well you really know your terrible movies. We're dropping down to just 2 hints now.
Messages are somewhat mixed. Intended messages are that conventional beauty doesn't equal goodness. Shrek. I have not covered a terrible Shrek movie. That an unconventional appearance doesn't equal worthlessness. That our differences are actually what makes us unique and special. But often key characters say the exact opposite, so positive messages end up weakened. I'm glad that even in the terrible parent reviews, they can still understand the terrible movies don't do very well at their messages. I love that. Still, movie joyfully proclaims, "Let our freak flags fly," and says that love and compassion are a blank true purpose. Group of friends shows teamwork's perseverance in pursuing and fulfilling a goal. I know this one with 100% certainty. I latch on to the strangest things when it comes to terrible movies I've covered, but Let Our Freak Flags Fly is definitely one that's got into the long-term memory alongside a very strange, ultra-conservative podcast review of it. This is Ugly Dolls. Love and compassion are a doll's true purpose. I know it already. Blank is a lovable character who, after learning experiences, comes to fully accept herself and to launch towards her dream, which she ultimately achieves. Blank, a complex character, starts out as something of a villain, but soon reveals herself as sympathetic to main character's aims. She makes an important emotional shift. I don't know who that is, but okay. A group of friends is supportive of each other. A few female blanks are stereotyped as mean girls. Bad guy blank is hyper-focused on perfection, has no tolerance for anyone who doesn't meet his rigorous standards. Yeah, that kind of covers all the beats. And also there's a giant robot dog, if I remember right. But no, this is 100% film 8. Quick one this time. Ugly Dolls. That's the one. I knew it. Hell yeah. My confidence this episode is rocky. It's really a 50-50 if I'm gonna make it that far, or a 6 out of 9 chance I'll get it right.
Wrong.
Like The Incredibles, this movie is too violent and intense for the youngest viewers. There's gunfire, explosions, widespread destruction, crowds panicking, and some death, including one in which a good guy picks up a gun and accidentally shoots a bad guy. Obviously, I'm thinking Incredibles 2. Does that happen in Incredibles 2? Much of this is played for laughs, but it could be quite scary for young kids. Guns. One of the good guys is briefly presumed dead, which could also be upsetting. On the other hand, language is mild, jerk, stupid, etc. And sexuality is mostly just flirting and discussing love/marriage. Though there's one scene in which a couple is about to make out in a parked car. Oh no. This movie is being released in both 2D and 3D versions. The 3D one could be scarier for kids due to the finer line between fantasy and reality. Ooh, a harsh sell on 3D for some parents apparently. I know what this is, and it's my most controversial terrible movie. I shouldn't really have put it in terrible, to be honest. Weird to connect it to The Incredibles, but I think this is Monsters vs. Aliens. A movie that's not actually that terrible. It's really humorous. I just don't think I understood the concept of monsters and aliens at the time. I didn't know what the missing link was. To me now, it kind of feels like the Minecraft movie. I'm sure the writing's better than I give it credit, but it's more jokes than it is plotline. And I certainly got a bit of a backlash when I released this as a terrible episode. Some positive role models. Main character is a self-reliant and confident girl. The blank save the humans, even though humans are at first scared and disgusted by them. What are they? The outcasts? The monsters and aliens?
Monsters.
The monsters. I guess monsters. Yeah. The monsters save the humans. This is Monsters vs. Aliens. Now that it's speeding up, apparently I'm on board with it now. I understand what we're doing. I know these movies. I'm sorry I made it a terrible. That was probably one of my biggest mistakes.
We are here to destroy you.
But hey, at least they didn't accidentally spoil themselves saying it was The Incredibles 2. Positive role models a lot, so that's great. Blank must overcome his many fears in order to survive in foreign terrain against the threats and ravages of nature. His friend Blank, oh what a long name, shows Blank kindness and loyalty and teaches him how to live off of the land. Some strangers they meet are helpful and encouraging. Interesting. No clue for a start. But I'm just trying to think, like, what names could possibly fit into short and long form like this, you know? This could be Pixar's The Good Dinosaur, completely skipping over the dinosaur element, but his friend, the human, or whatever the hell his name is, shows kindness to whoever the dinosaur's name is. Some strangers they meet are helpful, other species of dinosaur. I can see the trickery going on from our quizmaster. Drinking, drugs, and smoking, though. I don't remember if that was in the Jurassic period, but alright. Very little. Okay. Famished blank eat some fermented fruit, get altered and drunk, they hallucinate, and wake up with hangovers. This is, yeah, that little boy does get zooted along the way, don't they? This is The Good Dinosaur. Wild that these two reviews mention nothing about dinosaurs. To be fair, I guess I shouldn't expect it in the drinking, drugs, and smoking category. Pixar's The Good Dinosaur is film number 10. There it is. Bloody hell. How does an entire hallucinogenic drug sequence not count as a drinking, drugs, and smoking category? How can you call that very little? Because it only happens once? What does 5 stars look like in a movie? Is there any animated kids movie with a 5-star ranking of drinking and drugs? What movie has the most alcohol in it? You'd think it'd be like a spy drama, but I don't think The Incredibles does that. So maybe, I don't know, Popeye if it ever got made, I don't know. Language, a little bit. Insult/rude language includes dumb, dummies, stupid several times, weirdo, shut it, suckers, idiots, ugly, crazy, poo-poo caca. Okay, that's irrelevant. I think that's the most helpful so far. Big fat brown dog. Also, one use of the swear word stand-in in Holy Schnitzel. Lyrics for soundtrack songs include the word hell. Ooh. Okay, interesting. And saying bad dog makes me have to try and remember if there are dogs in movies.
Who the hell is Puppy?
There is one that comes to mind from Gotta Screw Loose. This would be Bobbleheads, in which they have one of like the main singers. I don't know who, I can't remember her name, but she's in it, and she presumably gets a couple song numbers in there in like the credits. Maybe that has hell in there. I think the villain family has a dog as well. Very little products and purchases. Oh, YouTube logo is shown when a cat video goes viral. So this is not Bobbleheads. That thing did not get any apparel, I'm sure. That does not narrow it down at all. Let's go through like the DreamWorks movies, right? Shrek's gonna have a lot of gear, but cat stuff, no. I haven't done the terrible Toy Story movie, have I? No, and I totally should. What were all those damn movies I saw? Sir Billy does not have a cat. Spy Kids does not have a cat. No, it can't be a rip-off movie because it's got a lot of product tie-ins. Megamind 2 does seem like the type that has a cat video. No, there's a monkey boy going viral, not a cat video. Very, very different. Can't be that. Someone says Holy Schnitzel, which is again Hoodwinked 1. And we've already had Hoodwink 2, so it can't be that. There's a lot of like rip-offs coming to my head. No, they're not going to get all the merch, so it's not going to be Color City. Ratatouille isn't going to get one. Trollland isn't going to get one. Trolls. They don't make a video about a cat in Trolls, do they? No. Do they in Boss Baby? I've done the terrible Boss Baby. That seems like the most likely. It would have loads of products around it because it's DreamWorks. The first movie is about cats and dogs. I think if anywhere's gonna mention poo-poo and caca, dummies and a bad dog, I guess, it would be DreamWorks' Boss Baby 1. It is a deep cut. I made that video in like 2020, 2021. That's what I'm going with though. It's the only thing that lines up the best. It has to be Boss Baby 1. Show it to me. Don't show me the sequel. Did I do a terrible? I hope this wasn't just like a Boss Baby is coming back. It was.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
It was a Boss Baby is coming back. Oh, does that count? Maybe it is Boss Baby 2. I'm switching last second. It's Boss Baby 2 because the first one was a Boss Baby is coming back video. Oh, of course. I haven't mentioned Illumination once this entire video. Of course it's Secret Life of Pets. All of them are bloody well cats and dogs. Doi! Oh man. I saw it in the scroll even recently and it just faded out of my memory. I've done 70 of these damn things. That is disgraceful that I forgot that. I'm so sorry. Bad dog? Yeah, because they are the dog. I don't even really remember the cat video going viral. But yeah, Boss Baby, Secret Life of Pets, they're kind of the same cloth, you know? Half flubbing this quiz, aren't I? Positive messages a lot. Oh, lovely. Biggest theme is that families should work together, acknowledge each member's strengths and talents. Teamwork, communication, compassion, perseverance are promoted and exemplified. We're all setting up perfectly for a LinkedIn account, I guess, at this point, a CV that's exemplary. Other issues thoughtfully explored: self-identity, working mothers, at-home fathers, marital dynamics also as a theme, another thought-provoking theme, people's complacency to what they see on screens, and how easy it is to be manipulated by screens. Bloody hell, parent, you don't need to overwork yourselves. Say less, please. I got that it was Incredibles 2 from the first line. Sex and romance and nudity, very, very little. I don't know. A married couple kisses and hugs a couple of times. Blank wears a skin-tight costume. Well, when you put it that way, yeah, sure. This is clearly Incredibles 2. I kind of was thinking it from each member's strengths and talents, but then it just rolled off every possible like spider web of a relationship to every character related to every other character in this damn family. Alright, somehow with it getting harder, it's gotten easier. But I appreciate that. Apparently I needed the win. Incredibles 2. Easy po-peasy. Can't wait to see if they can bring it back for Incredibles 3 or just continue down the generic pipeline. Hopefully the parents will like it a little bit more next time though, but we'll see.
How are you doing?
Not great, Chief. I'm gonna be honest. I suddenly feel like I'm in a real pub quiz where I know none of the answers. And this is my specialty. I've never felt more disappointed in myself.
For this last batch of questions, you now only get a singular hint. Because I hate you.
Oh, thank you, Quizmaster. Thank you for your mercy. I appreciate that. I was already bashing on myself. You didn't need to join in. Aw.
Because I need you to suffer.
I can pause right now if you want. I'm kind of suffering in this state already. Film 13. How unlucky. Is it going to be the Luck movie? That'd be very... Educational value, very little. Although its aim is to entertain rather than educate. Luck? No. Blank will teach kids a bit about physics of aeronautics and flight, as well as information, some of it stereotypical, in a way that's intended to be funny, about other cultures, like the fact that cows are considered scared in India.
Hold up, something ain't right.
Cows are considered scared in India. Sacred. They're considered sacred in India. I didn't know my brain could rearrange a word like that, but there it is. I was thinking luck, because film number 13, it rolls itself into an answer. That censorship mark's pretty short. But aeronautics and flight don't quite line up. This sounds so very Disney's Planes. And talking about other cultures, the first Planes movie does do a round the world trip. And there is India shown in this movie. Do I remember the cows as a sacred thing in India? Not at all. But I mean, that's as good as it gets. I mean, customary dress could also link to, like, leprechauns in a stereotypical way that's intended to be funny and landmarks. It's kind of a 50-50, but I think if there's ever a clear path, probably better to lean towards the Planes path. So I'm saying it, Disney's Planes 1, not Pixar, it's a whole thing. Film 13, there it is, Planes, baby. Lovely stereotypical trash. But the sequel, and that's certainly something else. Planes will teach kids a bit about physical aeronautics. Yes. All I remember is, like, don't bring a knife to a gunfight, which was my own crappy green screen edit that I added on top. Oh, right. Film 14. Very little educational value. That's all I get to bounce off of, really, a single line. Kids may learn which park animals must store nuts to survive and how they do it in the wild. I assume it's the squirrel. But otherwise, the movie's intended for entertainment, not education. Will Arnett, you can try your heart out. You'll become a meme in a couple of places at most. Somehow mixing with Gangnam Style, I think, somehow. This is Nutty by Nature, Nutty Putty 2, or whatever the hell that damn movie's called. Still never seen the first one. Also terrible, I assume. But this was one of the worst movies of all time. It kept showing up on lists, so I hopped on it. The Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature. Nothing to do with Nutty Putty or whatever the hell I said before, but it's in there, and I remember almost nothing. Sweet, sorted. All this hint did was try to avoid the word squirrels. Why did the parent not just say squirrels? Like, wow, kids learn that squirrels do squirrel things? Like, come on, parent. How much of the lowest common denominator do you think your child is?
But now, final question. Prepare yourself.
What more can I do, Quizmaster? I don't know, how difficult can you possibly make this? Okay. What haven't we touched? What's missing here? There's a lot of Illumination movies that I've not mentioned, right? Like, it could be Hop, but that's kind of live action animated. It could be Grinch, because we have poked that before. Lorax did get covered, and I immediately didn't think it was even an option. Mario movie only got a review and a scene breakdown. DreamWorks still hasn't had anything from Trolls or anything from Boss Baby. Megamind 2 is, of course, left to the side, maybe for the best. Did we cover Brave? No, we haven't done... I don't think we saw Brave yet. Brave and Good Dinosaur. Did I say a third Pixar movie was bad? Maybe not. There's lots of rip-offs still. Ratatouille, the Star Wars one, Bobbleheads. A lot of repeats that are going in my mind. Or, of course, leaving the other live actions out. No Death Note, no Attack on Titan. That's a puppet, I guess. No Dragon Ball, no Inspector Gadget, no Cat in the Hat, I would assume. Hotel Transylvania is still open game for 4 and... just that one. Blue Sky as well has a bad Ice Age movie, and I've not done Spies in Disguise. I might do one day. I'd like to. I'm at the point where I kind of would just like to do every animated movie, either in the Amazing or Terrible series. Seems like a nice place to finish up and retire, but that retirement plan is like 12 years away because it'll take me bloody forever to get every damn movie done, so that's the idea. And even then, I'm sure by the time 12 years has passed, I've made a million new series and ways to spin around things. I mean, even this, a quiz. Mind-blowingly creative, I know. What is the final film of the day? Film 15, show it to me. It's innocent movie. Barbie. I haven't done a Barbie ripoff yet. One day. Sex, romance, and nudity, very little. Adults laugh knowingly about how babies are made. Robots? Robots isn't terrible. Blank, 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 blah, 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 blah. Bare baby bottoms are seen. Oh, you know what? No, I think this is a toss-up. Animated movies, they love bare baby bottom gags. There's a handful out there, I think. The first thought, of course, is the classic Boss Baby, you know, powder protruding far too far. But then, even Shrek the Third that we've not done has, I'm pretty sure, the baby's animated naked all the time. And Storks as well. A terrible movie that I shouldn't be calling terrible. It was fine. Stuffed with jokes, just a little bit underdone. I enjoyed it a lot, actually. I don't think it should have been terrible either. I feel like my 3 most controversial takes of terrible is Monsters vs. Aliens, Encanto, not terrible, just I didn't enjoy it. And then, yeah, Storks. I'll admit it, I make some mistakes sometimes. When you only define things as amazing and terrible because, you know, mid is not a very good series for marketing, you make some mistakes here and there. Is this gonna be the obvious DreamWorks Boss Baby? I think it's Storks, because look at how long this censorship is. Adults laugh knowingly about how babies are made, because in this movie, it's actually stork reality. Baby bottoms are seen. There you go, I've decensored it for you. The answer is Storks, it's not Boss Baby 2. I'm locking it in. We're going with Storks. This Quizmaster really bringing out all of my, least liked terrible movie reviews. There it is. You can't trick me in the finale. I knew it was Storks. Adults laughingly know how babies are made now that Storks no longer deliver them. Bam. Is this mentioning a joke in the movie? Well, whatever this parent review is, I don't know. Anyway.
Alright, Dazz, it seems you have survived the quiz, unfortunately.
Oh, cheers, thanks for that.
How'd you do? And was it better or worse than on the last quiz? It was worse, right?
It was. Literally, this is my specialty. I've done this damn thing for 5 years now, and I flubbed it all along the way. So many of these movies are such hot trash that they all come in, meld together, and all whisk their way out. It's easy to remember the best animated movie in cinema of all time, but when you're telling me to remember the intricate details of, what was it, freaking The Lorax? Yeah, I ain't gonna click onto that apparently. And don't even get me started on bloody Dougal. But on that note, finally, we've made it to the end of our second quiz on the series. And that is at least so far all that we produced on the quiz series. This is something I would absolutely love to do more in future. Ironically, it's one of the easiest for me to record, what do you know? Mostly because I have my production, do everything else. But combined with all the other things we're doing, we're releasing terribles and amazings every week. I might do on the cuff, on the day trailer or announcement coverage. And in general, we're just firing on all cylinders so constantly that we'll need to wait around till I can upgrade the team a little bit, maybe get a couple other members on board before we do more and more quizzes. They may come back. I expect they'll come back. But for now, that's at least all we have so far on our compilation of animated movie quizzes. I hope you enjoyed.